So here we are with the Acura wrapping up a timing belt and water pump replacement, and it's a great time for me to show you precisely where the crankshaft position sensor lives. Now getting to this point may look a little scary, but trust me, it really is not that bad. I will show you step by step on how to get to this point, but very quickly, before we begin, this is where the sensor lives. Let me turn off this light. Right here is your crankshaft position sensor. In order to get access to this, you have to remove the pulley for the crankshaft and then the timing belt covers. So let's jump right into it. Remove the drive belts, timing belt covers, the pulley for the crankshaft, and then we have clear access to the sensor. Now, if you do not have a belt removal tool, we can still get around it. We have a wrench, a socket, and an extension. That way, I have a long handle to break it loose. So right here is our tensioner. And before you remove the drive belt, make sure you just jot down a diagram where the belt lives, or just take a few pictures. Very good time to inspect the belt. Make sure it's not cracked. This is a new belt, but good time to replace it if you do need one. So now we're going to jack up the vehicle and place it on jack stands. I now have a block of wood along with a floor jack underneath the oil pan, and we can remove the passenger side engine mount. And then you see two timing belt covers. We need to remove these. Each are held on with 5 10mm fasteners. Now I do have one fastener that is behind the tensioner assembly, so let's remove it from the vehicle. And to get better access to everything, there's a little plastic cover that we just need to remove. These are just plastic tabs. Okay, this peels away. And here's the fastener holding on the tensioner. Now we're going to remove the crankshaft pulley. Now this battery pack is just not strong enough. 1.5 amps, it's not enough power to remove that fastener. I really need a 4 amp battery pack, but I don't have a Craftsman impact gun. So off to the store. So here we go, back from the store, 700 foot-pounds. It should be enough. Crap. So here we are about a week later. I got stuck removing the pulley from this Acura. If you're familiar, removing crankshaft pulleys on Acuras and Hondas, it's well known this is very, very difficult. I even rented a crankshaft holding tool. This keeps the crankshaft in place as you try to remove the fastener. Nothing worked, but I did find the answer. It is by far the easiest solution. And this is it. Look at this socket. It's still 19mm, but it is absolutely massive. This is a harmonic balancer removal socket. You can clearly see the difference very quickly. This is roughly 8 ounces. Now look at this monster. Almost 2 pounds. I'll have a link for this in the description box below, but this will work. Okay, this makes all the difference. It is a little expensive. It's roughly 30 bucks. I'll have a link for it in the description box below, but it makes all the difference in the world. No special tools required. You just need an impact. Zip this right off. The only thing I did off camera was soak the fastener with some penetrating oil overnight. That's it. So now we're just removing the lower plastic timing belt cover. So at this point, you're just removing the fasteners that hold on this plate. And then the fasteners holding on the crankshaft position sensor. Unplug it and you're good to go. And when it's time to reinstall the crankshaft pulley, you're just going to coat the threads of the fastener with some clean engine oil. Now these are very, very tight from the factory. In my case, it's 180 foot-pounds, and that's pretty normal for many vehicles. Now, you can rent a tool to keep this in place. Again, this was rented from my local parts store. So in this case, the breaker bar is holding that tool in place. Okay. So I just wanted to upload this because I did not see a lot of YouTube videos showing where this lives on the Acura. So if this is new to you, grab a buddy, some beer, and just tackle the job together. You can certainly do it in one day and start the vehicle. If that's your problem, the vehicle should start, and then you just want to have the vehicle relearn the idle. Easiest way by far is just let the car idle on its own and turn on the air conditioner and just let it sit there for 10 minutes, and the vehicle will relearn the idle on its own and you will be in good shape. So at this point I just need to wrap up my timing belt here. I also want to replace the thermostat, which I will have a video on this car very, very shortly. And that's it. So, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.